Hey, good morning, traders. This is Gary Odom with Top Dog. We had a pretty bad day yesterday, and the market's trying to make a little recovery. I thought about various kinds of scans. It looks like that I might have a little bit of action of things coming back around. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you a little scan setup that I'm on the wrong page here, but I'll get there. A little scan setup that will help you find some options trades. Now, I'm not going to try to tell you that we're going to teach options today because we're not. I'm just trying to show you that you can set up your scans so that you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the market, so that you can see if you've got some of the Greeks in your corner. I have limited this one pretty much. I don't have a whole lot of filters in here, mostly because I want to make sure I get a signal. The market's been really rattled. I tried making this video before, and I'd be right in the middle of the video and it would change stream on me. So it looks like it's going to settle down. Looks like it's trying to make a little bit of recovery today. I do have one signal here on the put sizzle index. That is not a lot to pick up out of all of these hits that we have. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay, here we go. That's better. That was probably a leftover from something I had on a previous scan. Anyway, I have like 1,559 put sizzles here on the screen that I scanned for. And we got a delta and a vega, and we just threw some numbers in here. I just drug them over here to the high points of this. Nothing specific here. This is just how to set your scans up and what you can do. Now, this involves two scans. This particular one is just a basic put option scans. You're scanning for possible puts. You're going to buy a put, or maybe you're going to sell a put. But anyway, these are things that the price is likely to go down on in any case. So once you do this, you've established this scan, you save this scan, and you build another scan. And here's how the scan goes. It's already built. And it shows you here, this is a bearish scan from a put scan. You can see that right here. That's what I called it, because that's what it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to apply TDVT signals along with a moving average to that previous scan. Now, this is really going to limit. Remember, we had 1,559 symbols before. You'll see I have a bunch of symbols down here I haven't scanned yet. That's what you saw when I first opened the screen up, where I had one symbol. Or we're going to scan this other scan list to see if we can come up with something. And let's see if we do. Yeah, it's always a problem with these videos. So what I'm going to do, in order to make sure that we get a signal, I'm just going to change this 4 hour to a 1 hour, because it just may be that it's just too early in the day for a turnaround, and we'll see what we get here. Yeah, we picked up a couple. Just a little early yet. It hadn't actually resolved over into the 4 hour chart, but we'll take a look at these two signals, see what we have. And the way you can do that is I just use the lilac color primarily because it's right there close, so I don't have to go up and down. I used to use the red and the yellow, and I found myself doing all this routine, so I just switched to lilac. And here we have it here. This is it on the chart, and you can see it's very, very bullish. I'm bearish over here, pardon me. And it's yet to make the turn on the 4 hour chart. And it may not. I mean, it may come back. But regardless, right now, it has a little bearish downturn and a trend over here. It's still bullish here. It hasn't turned. Mom and Dad is down, however. And I have a hard time trading against Dad. I'll tell you, that's a pretty hard thing for me to do. So I'm still going to look at it as a potential short or a put trade, and that's how we find it. Let's go back and look at the other one and see what it looks like. We'll do the same thing here. We'll just send it over there to the other chart, and we'll go over here to charts, and it looks pretty much like the other one. We basically, now you see Stowe has probably changed on us a little bit since the scan came through. And it can do that. The price keeps moving on the chart. The scan stays pretty much stable until it maybe changes bars, and it'll give you another signal. But we still have, oh, it's coming back, see, popping back and forth. Then we had a signal, then we didn't, and that's the way it works, of course, when it's working around. But the whole idea behind the study is, hey, how do I find things to trade in the options? This is how you do it. It's very simple. Now, okay, let's just take this and go over and look at the options page and see what we have. Let's look at, say, some January options on a put, and here you go. Here they are, and we got the bid ask. That's $1.50 is a pretty good spread, and if we're going to be talking about in the money, we're going to be talking around in here. This is a really big spread. I don't know if I'd trade this one, primarily because I don't like big spreads, but some of you guys, it doesn't bother you, but we all have our deal here. You can change what it says in here simply by going up here and then selecting. If you want something real simple, that's a real simple one for you. There's mark price here, mark over here, and there's the bid and ask, and there's the theoretical price that you might shoot for an entry. And it's close to the mark, but generally speaking, you're going to have to pay a little more than the mark. I've noticed that. I know when I tried to get in at mark, and a lot of times it just wouldn't get me in. So I use this theoretical price here, and it seems to correlate better with the movement of the actual underlying as far as getting in. Other than that, it didn't really mean anything. So we can go here and put some more Greeks in there if you want. So you can click it over, you can throw in, delta, gamma, theta, vega, which is kind of nice. And I know Barry talks about these in his course, and I'm going to recommend his options course to you. I'm not even going to think about trying to teach you about options on this. This is purely a scan setup video. That's all this is for. And I just wanted to show you some of the results that you get from this. And then this actually is some pretty good results here if you look at it. Now, the delta is a little on the weak side, I think, for the calls, but we're talking about a put anyway. And we're over here, and 40 cents to the point, and we're looking at a lot of points. So generally, big numbers move a lot of points. Small numbers move a few points. I mean, you take a look at the comparison of Amazon to GE, and see which one moves the most points in a day's time. So you got to keep that in mind too. That's pretty much all I have for this little video. Again, I'm going to go back and show you the setup very simply. I went through it pretty quickly, so I'm going to back it up. All we did is we threw some TDVT signals up here along with a moving average. Now I'll show you how to do that moving average in case you haven't seen one before. It is really simple. You simply just all right, I'll show you. I'm going to change this to something else. I'm going to change it to another study. Look up the study. Here's all you do. You just type SIM, and there it is, simple moving average, and you put your 50 here, okay? And you do the same thing to the other side. Yeah, right. Make sure your cursor's in the field. Do the same thing to the other side. Over here, and then you do another little thing. You save that, and you go up here to ThinkScript Editor, and you add this in right here. That was already in there, so I didn't have to add it, but from 1 bars ago. And that simply means that the moving average is lower than it was on the previous bar, which means it's going down. And that's all there is to doing that. And then the other one, this is the second scan you do, and what we're actually scanning is this basic put option scan here. And I just put 1, 2, 3 filters. I put a put sizzle index in here and a delta of at least -0.04. I wanted some kind of signal. If you want to have a more stringent signal, you can run it up like so. 0.25. You know, you say I need more action on my delta. Well, you can do that. You're not going to get much because we didn't get much to begin with. We did too. We got 1500 and something. Let's just move that up, and let's say you want a vega, a little bit higher vega in there too. So you do that, you can scan that. We had, what was it, 1559 or something like that before, and we still have 798. So you can keep, you know, demanding more and more out of your scan, and maybe getting better and better results, but you'll have fewer and fewer to. Now you'll notice we're getting all these futures in here too. That's because I've selected all optional. What you can do if you really wanted to burn it down to this, you could put all stocks, and then you could intercept with all optional, like so. And watch, we're going to go down. See, we went down to 147 now, but it's all stocks, you know, all stocks. So that's the way you scan it. Then you take this very same list. As a matter of fact, let me save this list. I'm going to save what we just did. All right. Then we'll go back to the other one what I did. Now, this is, what did we just do? We just did a put option, so we want to do a bearish from the put scan, and that's what we're going to do right here. Okay. And we are scanning the basic put option scan right here. That's the one we just tinkered with a moment ago. And then we run that, we have no signals. And the reason we have no signals, and I'll be real frank with you, is because I tinkered with this other signal down here just to give us one. No, pardon me, I had tinkered with this right here. Let's see if we have a signal now. Yeah, and you know, we're pulling up a different one now. We can still send that one to there one, to lilac. And still go back to the chart. And you see we've got very definite down signal here. We're still waiting for the trend to change on the 4-hour chart. Will it? I don't know. Price can do anything at any time. So anyway, that's how you scan it. That's how you get what you're looking for. And well, happy trading, good luck, crazy market, and we'll see you on the other side.